Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You're on with the Congressman, Congressman Richard Hanna.
Yeah, hey, Congressman. I just wanted to ask you, you earlier said you couldn't support Donald Trump. And I see where you're coming from because I was a Ted Cruz guy, but he lost. So who are you going to support for president?
I don't know. I'm watching the debate. It's you really would like to think that we can get better people than we have.
Bill Kristol says he can. He's searching for somebody.
Yeah. Who knows?
Time is ticking, though.
It ain't over yet, right?
Yeah.
No, it's a difficult time in this country, and it looks like a comedy of the absurd.
Yeah.
And in my congressional race, there are some good choices though, so I'm comfortable with that. I like Steve Wells. George is a very decent guy. But you take a guy like Steve, he's never worked in government. He's a very successful guy, self-starter, very bright, well-educated, and has 1,500 employees, a responsible adult that'll probably do this for a while and leave. And then you have people who build a career out of going after Ray Halbrenner, right? Build a career out of talking about the SAFE Act, but had no impact on it in Albany. I mean, she was there when it was passed, but yet never stops talking about it. Well, it's a little late to. Hopefully, it would be repealed or severely changed. It was a terrible imposition and an insult to everybody I know in upstate New York. But ask yourself this: okay, it's fine to complain and whine and scream, but what have you really accomplished?
Right.
No bills. The SAFE Act is here.
She'll say that she has bills, and you can look it up. She's involved in bills.
Anybody can sign their name to anybody. Believe me, in Congress today, there are 5,000 bills floating around.
Yeah.
Everybody goes back to their districts and votes and brags about them. What matters is, do you take it by the reins, have a good idea, work with both sides, and pass something? That's what we do in our office. And that's why my first 2 years in Congress, and I didn't know this business, I had more bills pass the floor, become law, and they weren't grand things, but we worked at them, than every other of the 95 new members. Yeah. And I'm proud of that. We're doing that ever since. So
I want to go back to Luke's question because I know he's going to ask. So if you say you say you cannot vote for Donald Trump?
I can't vote for him, no.
Right.
I mean, the list of reasons why is just growing daily.
Yeah.
In here and ask something?
What's Luke, what was that question?
Oh, I just want to say I understand the not want to vote for Trump, but isn't it possible that Trump could be good? He could do things. Because I think Hillary,
Well, I'll tell you this. If that's the case, maybe I'll vote for him the second term.
Nothing good.
All right. Well, I know where you're going, Luke. I'm going to ask your question. I'll press on it, Luke. So listen on the air. So do you feel that you could come to a point, this is where I know Luke is going, so I'm just going to throw it out there. Could you see yourself voting for Hillary Clinton?
I haven't really thought about it like that. I want to vote. And I want to feel good about my vote, and right now I don't. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And there's
a lot of plug in the nose.
I know
right
for
now.
Sure I could never vote for Bernie Sanders. So I know a lot of people he appeals to.
Well, that's right up. That is in contrast with your wheelhouse. That's economics. That is capitalism.
This guy, talk about bankrupting the country.
Yeah.
Everything he talks about is giving something from you or me or somebody who works for a living
to somebody else,
to somebody he feels sorry for.
Yeah.
I get that. We do that nationally quite well, and that's one of the, and I'm not against it.
We do that in our counties quite well.
Right, but the reality is,
yeah.
People have to be responsible for themselves, to get educated. And I look around the country, and we know that there are millions of people in this country barely getting by.
Right.
And I think that's why certain people appeal to other people. And in this district, I meet people every day and talk to people every day who are barely surviving. They're scared, they're concerned, and they want to lash out at somebody. The problem is,
they want to work.
And
these are people that want to work.
So why would you vote against a nano center? Why not let a little redistribution happen in New York State when downstate gets all the benefits and we get nothing?
You could not vote for Trump. You could not vote for Claudia Tenney. 5 seconds I have.
Absolutely. No.
You could never vote for Claudia Tenney.
No, I could not. I mean, based on her history, I don't know her personally that well, although I've been around her, certainly. But based on her performance, I don't know how anyone could. What has she produced? She's been in politics a long time, talks about everything she's against. I've never heard of things she's in favor of. She voted against against a higher veterans tax credit. How do you do that?
Well, she says there were other things in the bill that she couldn't vote for.
Fine, that's life, lady. Get over it. There are things you do to move the ball forward.
Yeah.
And to be a voice of no just to be on Fox News, or to be like Mario Cuomo, the guy who can't resist a television camera. If it's all about you, it's a good time to quit.
If you were to pick between, are you Wells or Phillips?
I like Steve Wells. I know
Okay.
George. He's a wonderful guy, a kind, generous, decent man. But this is a real job, and it takes more than ambition to be qualified.
Yeah.
Right. You want to look at somebody's personal history and say, what is it they can do for me? I don't give a damn who's in Congress, frankly. I want to know what they're going to do for me, how they're going to serve, and what their ideas are. So I have to say honestly, I like Steve Wells. And don't forget the Oneida County, Madison County, they're both supporting him. The committee system, and of course, I think they made the right choice. But we'll see. The voters get to decide. Yep. My encouragement would be, no matter who you vote for, show up.
Your phone number quickly if people want to call you.
794-9602.
All right, we are out of time. Congressman Richard Hanna, I haven't seen you so passionate. You're very passionate today.
Well, I'm worried. I like a lot about this job, and I've gotten a sense of how important it is if it's done well. And I want somebody to take this over to do a lot better than I have. And I want to see a government that's open and thoughtful and deliberate. Politicians are the one common denominator in Albany and in Congress is fear. These guys and women, they're afraid to lose their job. So we pay the price for that because they, instead of leading, they follow. They take polls to decide what to do. So we don't have serious conversations anymore. We have nothing but pandering.
Right. It's going to be an interesting rest of this year for you. I want to take a quick break, and we'll do news with Christine. WIBX Utica Rome, Congressman Richard Hanna. Phone number given out.
Boss. 794-9602.
Give him a call. All right. We will break. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX Utica Rome.